All right, everyone, here we go with Soulmate Journey update. One deck for the DF, one deck for the DM. All right, let's see where we go. You got some healing at the bottom. Huh? Let's see what's over here. King of Cups. Huh. I don't know. I think somebody might say something to you that makes you feel better. Okay? Am I saying this person's going to say, I love you? No, probably not, but they might tell you something that makes you feel better. I mean, you could have a soul, that could mean anything. I'm going to go with the critics here for a moment. Oh, listen to this fucker. He's talking all kinds of generalizations and shit. I get it. That could be your doctor telling you, giving you advice, and you got a soul connection with your doctor, right? Technically speaking, somebody telling you something that makes you feel better. It's a soulmate reading, so you'd have to have a soul connection with the person, but you can have a soul connection with your doctor. You could. You could have known them before. Thought I recognized that prostate. Right? I mean, I don't know. Let's see where I shuffle the deck for the DF. Here we go. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. All right, here we go. All right, I'm playing to the minority of my viewers there with the prostate joke. I'll tell you what. I long for the days when I could go to the doctor without somebody sticking their fucking hand up my ass. You know, those days are long gone. 8 of Wands. Here we go. Crossing you on the DF side. 8 of Wands. What did I say? Rewind. Oh, never mind about the prostate shit. I mean, rewind. I said this person says something to you that makes you feel better. Well, what the hell is that? It's communication and the environmental energy. All right, here we go. 8 of Swords. If it makes you happy, so why are you so sad? Right? It's not just a Sheryl Crow song. It's your reading. All right, let's clarify. 8 Swords. Something you've been worried about. Information comes in about something that you've overthought. All right, all right, here we go. Let's see where we're at. It's crossed by the 8 of Wands. Something you were worried about. You get some information about something that you've been stressing on. All right, let's see where we go. Why is the 8 of Wands here? I'm sure it's not a medical thing. I'm sure this is Steve's Love Tarot, right? But it is what it is. Page of Swords. That'll be crossing the center card I pull, red with the 8 of Wands. Very interesting. All right, let's see where we go. Judgment. It's a Phoenix rising energy. What I mean by that is it's very, something's said to you that's very energizing to you. But that also might put you in your head. Well, it's sort of like why people don't like to admit they make mistakes. You get sort of the people that are, well, if I don't want to admit that this is wrong, because if that's wrong, that means I did everything wrong. No, not necessarily. There might be something, everything is connected, but there might be, maybe on one road, but not everything, right? So this here, you worry, well, if I worried about this and it's no big deal, what else am I worried about that's no big deal? Again, it spirals. I can't get you out of 8 Swords. Only you can, okay? I want you to knock it off, all right? Just say stop it. Find something to do. Take up clog dancing, our go-to hobby here on Steve's Love Tarot. Right? You got to learn all the steps, do that thing with your arms or your feet where you're winding them around and stuff. Crazy shit. Right? There you go. All right, center card. Crossed by the Page of Swords, red with 8 Wands. 10 Swords. Once and for all. You find out once and for all. I think you're very I think the DF side finds out something from this side, and they're very disappointed in themselves for getting in their head about it, for letting it keep them up at night, for worrying about it, for thinking about it, for watching tarot readings about it, for whatever it is. All right? It's a pile of fucking BS. All right? What's red with the Judgment? The 6 of Cups. Again, I'm going to phrase it this way. The old you returns. All right? And I don't mean, oh, great, Steve, I used to be an alcoholic. That's coming back. No, I don't mean that old you. I mean before that. There is this energy going on right now where there's a bit of and it's come up. I think it came up in a recent reading. I don't remember which one, but it definitely came up in one of the Zodiac fly-through readings about inner child coming back. I don't like that phrase either, but it is. It is what it is. Some sort of youthful exuberance is coming back. All right? There's an energy. You're coming back to life. Can we look at it as a resurrection energy if you want with the Judgment card? You're coming back to life. I think a connection with this person is coming back to life. Whatever it is. Let's say, for example, you were like Eight of Swords, sitting in a corner, crying and drinking. I'm never going to hear from Steve's viewer on the light seer side again. Right. Oh, you're all worried about it. You're crazy. You're driving your friends nuts. You call your friend Janelle, go out for drinks. She don't want to go out with you again because you just sat there and cried. You're a real Debbie Downer. Ah, God. Yeah, you find out you didn't need to be worried the whole time. All right. I don't know what it is. It's somebody you have a soul tie with that you're going to hear from, and we're going to clarify it right now. Or pull on it right now. We're going to do something with it. All right, let's go. Well, we will clarify it, I suppose. Let's see where we go. DM side, what is it? Let's go. All right. I'm just saying. Whenever I see an Eight of Swords, whenever I pull on somebody, anybody, I can pull people out of my ass and just pull on them for no apparent reason, and I get 8 swords, I know the word about nonsense. 9 swords, at least the nonsense is coming to an end. It's still nonsense. But the 8 swords is you overthink things. You go round and round. I mean, I don't know. Let's see where we go. The DM side. What do we get? What's on the DM side right now? So you're coming back to life. I'll put it that way. Perks you up a little bit. Pulls you out of the doldrums. All right? Don't be disappointed. I mean, don't get hung up too long. Don't let it stop you. Don't let now, worse than 8 swords would be 11 swords, which would be the Page of Swords plus 10 swords that it's crossing. You know, you don't want to get in that either. Just so you know, their environmental energy is that card right there. Judgment. Judgment. This is a clear-cut energy of somebody you thought wasn't returning. Okay? This is it. This person shows up. You had yourself all convinced they weren't coming. You know, you sound like you've been crying on the phone. Oh, I'm telling you. Worry is a wasted energy. If you take any energetic advice from me, I want you to remember that worry is a wasted energy, and you get some karmic slap back for it. The universe sees it as a negative because it's wasteful. And we talked a little bit about the energy being economic in the last reading. The energy being a coupon clipper, if you will. So obviously, if you pay too much, I'm married to one of those types of people. If I pay too much, I get yelled at. The universe is the same way. All right? It'll yell at you for costing it energy, for knocking energy out of balance. So this, in a way, is all a big lesson for the DF. All right? It is. It's cool. It's fun. It's fine. Feels good to me. What's their base energy? The 5 swords. Somebody tells you they fucked up. Somebody tells you, I made a mistake. You know, I screwed up. Somebody admits that they screwed up to you. I don't know who it is. It could be your runner. It could be anybody. I have no idea. But I feel like the energy of 5 swords, somebody realizes that they've stabbed themselves in the foot, that they've missed out on something great over here. You've been worried about it. You thought maybe it was over. I don't know. It feels more like a friend that you have a soul connection with. It doesn't feel like your runner per se, but it feels like a longtime friend or a family member or something along those lines. That's just what I get. It doesn't have to be. You know, I never know what's going to come in here. But I feel really bad. This person's really sorry. I'm not sure why specifically it gave it to me as the 5 of swords, though. We're going to find out right now. Tell me about the 5 of swords. All right, let's see. Why's the 5 swords here? You're going to do this to me, aren't you, universe? You're going to do this. You got disappointment, Page of Swords. They got disappointment. Page of Swords. This person's disappointed in themselves. Never mind, 5 swords. I'm not a card reader. I'm an energy reader. The cards are mediums. All you got to do, I mean, it applies anyway as 5 swords, is look at the picture. Right? This person is disappointed in themselves. Very much so. They feel bad here. What did I do? What did I do? Yeah, what did you do? I don't know. But they're returning. Somebody hears something. Somebody's coming back. Now that disappointment is what's driving their return. All right? Your disappointment is more how you were in the time that they were away or that you were separated. Okay? All right, what's on top? The Ace of Wands. Yep. Somebody got a fire in their belly to fix this. A lot of passion. A lot of passion. I'll make this right, Steve. Okay. Good luck. Center card crossed by the Page of Swords. The Three of Wands. Yeah. Again, this disappointment. You know, the Hulk is driven by rage, they say. This person is driven by disappointment. It's a bit of a disappointing Hulk, right? It's sort of the guy transforms into the Hulk when he gets disappointed and he gets smaller instead of bigger, right? He doesn't have big muscles. He starts out with big muscles and then he ends up a scrawny little fuck, right? I mean, I don't know. It's just sort of the way it is. Disappointing Hulk, right? He doesn't even have a color. It's just, yeah, you know. Anyway, it's a bit of that. I can talk about that more, but I want to pull this card first. What's red with the Ace of Wands, the disappointing Hulk? The Eight of Pentacles. Somebody here has accomplished something in their life. I felt it around this with a ship coming in energy. The Eight of Pentacles is red with the Ace of Wands. Somebody's put in some work. Somebody's bettered themselves. Somebody's improved themselves. I believe part of the Five of Swords and the reason it gave it to me that way is they are coming over to straighten things out or show back up. But I just feel like they're doing it for the wrong reasons, and I think you see that. I think they're trying to impress you a little bit, and that comes up in the energies a lot. We've got a lot of small, disappointing Hulks trying to impress people right now. All right? Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, so it's all driven. Again, I've got an Emperor. I've got again somebody trying to take control of things. Underneath that, I had the Four of Wands. It's all driven by a disappointment. So somebody feels like, I could read it this way. Somebody feels like you're disappointed in them, and then they show up, and you get disappointed because you were sad that this person was gone. But when they show up, you realize, you realize that you're the bigger person. You're the stronger person. We see this a lot in this soulmate cycle. It's part of how the DFs are growing. It's the same energy of seeing somebody you once thought was as a hero as a zero. Right? It's a little bit of that. Why did I ever get like this over this person? Why did I ever, whatever. It's a whole lot of you asking, why did I ever? Which you shouldn't, because you're going to put yourself back in Eight Swords. And this side over here, disappointed in what happened last time, had maybe some kind of windfall, maybe I have no idea, has an idea about something, wants to tell you something, thinks they figured something out, but they find out quickly because the Ace of Wands burns out fast, that they figured out the wrong thing. All right? I don't know. Whatever happens here I'm going to stand by, it does bring you back to life. It does make you feel good. Let's find out why. Let me pull a specific, I wouldn't normally do this, but in this reading I'm going to pull a specific reading here for you as to these two energies. I'm going to clarify Judgment and the Six of Cups. Why? Yes, energy is always in layers. This can indicate this energy is returning. I get it. But it's this reading, this side is very much anchored on you. All right? A message from this person, communication from this person makes you feel pretty good. But at the same time, it fuels both your phoenix rising, you rising like the phoenix, and you disappointed in yourself for, I don't know, giving a shit, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out why you come back to life here because this person shows up. Let's see. 3 cards and a crossing card. What do you want to tell my people about the Six of Cups and Judgment? Tell me. Interesting. Very interesting. Six of Swords at the bottom. It'll be crossing the center card I pull. 10. Ooh, look at that. You got a dog. 10 Pentacles. 9 Pentacles. Jesus. And the 8 Swords. That's 8 Swords. Your base energy is 8 Swords. It came out again here. It's red with 10 Pentacles. I'm going to... look, I'm going to explain it to you this way. How do I put this? Somebody here comes in, they try to impress you with their stuff, and you were worried, about your stuff, your shit, and you realize that you are the shit. You realize that you're the one who's got it going on. All right? And it just makes your day a little better. It makes your day a little smoother. People do this kind of stuff all the time. I told you a story a long time ago about I ran into one of my dad's old friends from high school, right? And, I did some work for him. And he went to pay me, and we went to the bank. He said, well, I got to go to the bank to get some money. Why don't you come with me? So I went with him. I was like probably 17, maybe, So I went with him. He made a point. He didn't have to ask the teller what his balance was. We went through the drive-through, He didn't have to ask the teller what his balance was. He wanted me to hear the balance. And he repeated it back to her. I still remember to this day it was about 40 grand. That's what he had in his checking account. He wanted to make sure my dad found out later that he had 40 grand in his checking account. It's what people do, And in that scenario, my dad had more than that. So I didn't want to burst his bubble, but I could kind of dig this energy. This is Jerry. His name was Jerry. I remember. Jerry at the drive-thru at the bank, kind of a thing. So anyway, this is a Phoenix rising for you because it shows you that you got it going on in some way. You get a juxtaposition to see how somebody is or how somebody was or whatever. You felt bad, even in a runner context, leaving a money context out of it, but for a lot of you, this is about money. Okay, this is somebody trying to impress you with money, and you're like, I don't have the heart to tell you, bro, but I got like 5 times more than that. That kind of a thing like that. It's like, okay. So my Jerry in the drive-thru story rings true. But if this is a runner, again, you felt bad that they ran. You thought there was something wrong with you, something wrong with your life. It turns out there isn't. This person's been trying to get right the whole time to try to impress you. They thought the whole time that there was something wrong with them. Or they didn't have enough, which is why they ran, which in turn makes you disappointed that you ever gave them you ever cried in a corner drinking a bottle of whiskey it also fuels you. It also brings you back to life. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck.